So time for a little bit of an update on my mountain mosaic, and I've put in sky pieces for the leftmost 2 out of 5 base plates. Again, this is going to be 5 of these 48 by 48 base plates wide. So I've got medium blue for the higher parts of the sky and medium azure for the lower parts. One of the things I was trying to do is come up with a way to kind of dither to get these colors to blend a little better. But what I've done here, I don't know whether I like that. I'm not quite sure how to do that in a way that's going to look good. So I'm probably going to do something else with this, but that'll be pretty easy to take out. I can just pop these tiles out of here over to that point. And this is basically about as far over as the medium azure goes, because now the mountain is going to start coming up here. So it's just going to be medium blue up there. The other thing I was noticing, you see some subtle variations in the shading of the tiles here, and you can see that on both the medium azure and the medium blue, and that's fine. Part of that is just inherent, I think, in the Lego process. There could be some issues with how people have stored these. There can be issues if going back to Lego variations, if some of these tiles are much older than the others. They could have either faded a little bit, or just simply there are variations in the dyes used over the course of years. So this is okay, but what I found is I found a couple tiles as I'm putting this together that are significantly different. And if I put that, I'm not going to lock it in there, but that is a very significant, to me, that's a very significantly different shade of blue. I actually like this shade of blue, but it's very different than all the rest of these. And to me, it stood out a little bit too much, even looking at it from a distance. So I'm going to have to be careful of this particular shade. One thing I noticed is looking underneath, you can see part number and some kind of batch number, and these are from the same batch. They're both from 16-51. So that may just be again, when they were made or whatever, but certainly something to keep in mind. I do actually like the slight variation here. I almost wish that there was enough variation that I could kind of use that to sort of blend the medium blue into the medium azure, but there's not that much variation. So this is what I've done so far. And this again should be pretty much all the medium azure that I need. And so it seems to make a lot of sense to put more of the medium blue sky in here before I start building the actual mountain terrain. Now I'm trying to arrange this so that I don't get the glare. I'm going to have to at some point figure out something for the lighting. I could put some kind of a cloth or something over the light to diffuse it, but then it's going to be a lot dimmer. I have to add in at least one more light, and so I'm still trying to figure that out. I hadn't really anticipated that particular issue when I bought the lighting. It's fine for me when I'm building because I'm at a little bit different angle, but when you're directly overhead here at the camera, you see that. Now I could change the camera angle, but as you might guess, what's going on here is I have the tripod on the table, and the camera is hanging below the tripod, and it's kind of hard to move that around. I don't really have a better way of mounting the tripod at this table, so I still got to figure out what to do about that. What I am going to do is open up another 10701 48 by 48 gray base plate. I can do it without hurting myself. And this one, yeah, it's got a little bit of damage there on the corner. That, again, is another reason why I don't like these kind of base plates, because they're very fragile. That's not going to be a problem, but it does have a little bit of corner damage there. That's probably just from shipping. It's not. I don't think that's not Lego's fault. I'm pretty sure that's just from shipping. So one of the things I already mentioned is that I'm making sure to have pieces go across the seam between adjacent base plates as much as possible. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up my mosaic here on my computer. And that's what I showed last time. And what I'm doing here is I'm looking to see how far down I'm going to need to go. Now 48, 96, and what was it, 144. So what's going to happen here is that I can have at least three of these stacked here high, all along this particular plate. Now at the far right edge, when I get to the fourth or fifth base plate, then that may have to go. There may not be as much room there for the sky, but right now I can just do this. So very monotonous here. Just putting in these 2x2s. In making these mosaics, one of the things, if you're buying the pieces, say off of Bricklink, one of the things you have to do is, for the different colors that you use, you have to kind of figure out what size and shape of tiles are most cost effective on a per stud basis. One place where that comes up is that a lot of times 2x4 tiles are more than twice as expensive as 2x2 tiles. And so in that case, it's more cost effective to use 2x2s. The other thing that's often the case is that 2x2 tiles are usually cheaper than 1x4 tiles. And so that's why for the medium blue I'm using 2x2. Now over here for the medium azure, turns out that it's the 1x4 tiles that are less expensive. And so for that color it makes sense to use the 1x4s. So don't don't blindly go into these necessarily thinking that you want to buy all kinds of different shapes and sizes for each color, because as you get to these larger mosaics, it's kind of important to keep the cost down, because these things certainly are not inexpensive. I mean, these base plate, the 5 base plates for this, that's over $70 already. So when you do something large, you really want to pay attention to that issue. Now I'm going to actually bring my computer here. You'll be able to see a little bit of this. And one of the things I want to do is I want to figure out how far down the blue needs to go. So this is the end of the medium azure, and now I need blues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's going to go, this is basically going to be 13 across, and there's going to be one little dip in here. And one of the things I want to do here is I'm going to kind of keep this pattern going. Now, these 2x2 corners, I'm actually not sure whether these are terribly cost-effective, but I happen to buy a bunch of these, and so I'm going to use them. And they provide an interesting way to make something, have it be 3 high, and that lets me keep the 2x2 pattern up there. So there's 10, 12, and then 13. So for the 13th space here, well, one of the things I can do actually is do this, because 13, and then we go up to the next row, and so that way we can, so that means that I don't have to use some smaller pieces there. Now below here is going to be either snow or rock. Now there is one pixel here. Again, that's, you're not going to really be able to see that. But there's one pixel that, of sky that comes down, because there's a little bit of a dip in the ridge line. And so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's actually right here. So for that, I'm just going to put a 1x1. Okay, so we're filling out the sky here, and then the ridge line of the mountain will be right below that. Now there's going to be so we have 3. Let's see. So here we have 3, and then 3, and then 3. Okay, so there's going to be 3, 3, and 3. So now I want to do this in a way that kind of makes the most sense. Now I'll put a 1x2 in there. Actually, I have 1x2s on order from Bricklink. I won't get those for a little while, so I'll put a 1x2 in there with all the 2x2s above. So here I've got 3. Now what I'll do now, I don't want to go up into the 2x2s there. And in fact, I will. I'm going to put 2x2s here to remind me that I don't want to do that. So I got 3, and I need 3 here, which means I'm going to want something right there. Sorry, yeah, right there. 3, and that's going to be 3. So here, what's going to make sense, I think, is 1x2s. So if I do 2 1x2s there, and then I go up into here, so I can fill that and that. Okay, so there's going to be 3, 3, and 3. Okay. So what I will do as a placeholder, I'm just going to take a brick here, put that in. That'll be easy to pull out. Again, that's just a placeholder until I get more of the, let's slide that over a little bit. That's a placeholder until I get these 2x2s. So I went up 3, 3, and 3. And that 3, now it's going to go up 1 and then come back down. So I'm going to need 3 across here. Now that's going to be probably a 1x2 and a 1x1. So what I'll do here is just grab one by 3 brick, which if I can find, I don't have a lot of 1x3 bricks. Interestingly, 1x3 bricks and 1x3 plates are very often not very cost effective at all. I'm not quite sure why that's the case, but that's what it is. So there's my pattern then is I've got 2 and then 3 and then 3 and then 3, and then this is going to be the top. Let's see. Yeah, that's going to be. Let's see. Make sure I do that right. So now, if there's ever any doubt, I can always count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this should be 16 down. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so that's correct. And that's a good double check. Now, over here, this little local high point in the ridge, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blues. Okay, so here is 10 and 11. So this is, yeah, okay, so this is going to be, that's going to be mountain right there. And I can throw in another piece here just to mark that off. And then the blue above there, and then the blue is going to come back down. So up here for the blue, I'm going to need blues in there. Now, here's the catch. I don't want to, I got to be careful here because what I was really trying to do was make these blue. So that's blue, this is not blue, this is not blue. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So then I go 11, 11 across. So starting here. Now I'm just going to put, let's see, okay, so 11 across. 11 across and 12 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 down from the top. Now here I have to decide whether I want to keep this pattern, and I think I will probably keep this pattern going. So I'm going to put a put a 1x2 here. I don't have a lot of medium blues in that thing, but these are all, and these are going to be all replaced by medium blue tiles. So that's just a placeholder. So there's 10, and then at 11, we're going to have one more space there. So I'll put in another 1x2 placeholder. And now we've got 2, so that's a placeholder. Then we've got 2. Let's see, we're going to go. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so we're going to go 8 over. Now, what I got to do here is I want to put that. I'm going to put a piece there to make sure that it connects over the gap. There's going to be another medium blue there. And so let me shift this over some more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're going to need 5 more spaces there. So I do have a lot of 1x1 medium blues. Okay, so, and that is also going to be medium blue. So these are, so all these bricks are going to be medium blue. I just, that orange there kind of stands out, but I didn't have any 1x3s handy, I don't think. Okay, so we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to go up. We're going to go up 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go 6 over. So I'll go ahead and put these in. Oops, no, can't do that. I want to keep the pattern. Now, there's nothing wrong with mixing, you know, kind of scrambling up the pattern. But I'm going to try. I'm trying this one where I'm intentionally going to keep that grid pattern in there. I don't know whether that, maybe that's going to be smart, maybe not. We'll find out. So I'm going to need, again, more of these 1x2s to do that. Okay, so there's 6, and in the next level there are 4. And we're almost at a local high point in the ridge. This is going to be a part of the ridge, the high point of the rocky area of the ridge. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will, again, we're kind of in an odd number there. Okay. So I'm going to slide that down and over a little bit to kind of get a little bit out of the glare for the moment. Okay, so that's 6 across, and there is going to be a ridge piece right there, and it's going to come back down, and so probably I may break the pattern there and do that. We'll see. I may change my mind. And then that's going to go 2 over, and now we're going to start coming down. And so this actually is going to accommodate perfectly one of those 2x2 corners. So I've got 2. And then there's going to be 2x2 there. I'm going to double check this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 down. And then 9, and then 10. So double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So 10. Now we're going to go down, actually we go down 2 whole pieces, 2 studs there. Okay, this steep part of the ridge kind of goes more steeply down. This is actually right here, this is a steep rock buttress right here. Now I'm almost off of the left half part of my mosaic on the computer here. So I'm going to go down 2 there, and we're going to use another one of these. Okay. Alright, so that, now I need to go over to the other half of the mosaic, but what I'm going to go ahead and do now is, let's go ahead and put in fill in our 2x2 tiles. Now one of the decisions I have to make is whether I go ahead and start building any of the mountain, or whether I go all the way across all 5 of these base plates to completely fill the sky and to completely make the outline for the mountains. The downside, well, the upside to doing that is it kind of makes sense. Get all the tiles out of the way, because the mountain is going to be plates, not tiles. However, one problem is having enough room here. My table will not hold all of these, and so I have to come up with a way to support support this. I'm not sure whether I want to do that or not. Now, this is one of the things about these mosaics. Depending on exactly what you're doing, there can be these large areas where it's kind of boring. The nice thing, though, is that let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, that's. I guess I don't need that piece, because that goes right there. That's convenient. Okay, so I've got the sky going a little more than halfway across. Again, I apologize for the glare. Let me get that glare off there. So these bricks are going to be replaced by tiles in the appropriate size. Now, looking right here, I can go ahead and replace that with 2x2 corner. And here I can go ahead and put a 2x2 in there. Now here, these will be those will be 1x2s, but I can go ahead and put a 1x1 because I have those. And here I can put a 2x2 in. And now we're going to have actually a 1x2. Oops, and we'll put a 1x1 on there. And then here, actually, what I'm going to do, here's what's going to make sense here. All right. So those placeholders in some cases weren't really necessary. Let's see, right here, I will do that as well. And let's see. So I'm going to need a 3 here. And let's replace this. And I'm still going to need a 1x2 in there. So just kind of filling in where I can. Again, with these placeholders, I wasn't, mainly just concerned with having those in there. But then you go back and realize, okay, I can put in the real pieces there at the moment. Okay, so that's how this is going right now, working on the sky. I got to decide whether I'm going to keep going on the sky on the other two base plates before I start putting in the mountain. And again, I've got to decide whether or not to keep this kind of weird dithering here, which I don't know. I got to kind of figure out something there. It'd be nice if I had a smooth variation in color from here to here, but that's kind of hard to do with without having more Lego colors to work with. Okay, so that's it here for the for part 2 of this mountain mosaic.